Edge gave Drew McIntyre a stern warning. Edge has also wiped his hands clean of Randy Orton. Is Edge heading to SmackDown to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? We're going to talk about this in just a second, so stay tuned. This is your Raw review. What's up, Maniacs? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac, if you will. And today we are talking Monday Night Raw. It is the fallout from Royal Rumble, which happened the night before. A terrific show. I've got a Royal Rumble review up on the channel, so you can go and check that out. But yeah, this was a very Edge-centric episode, and he done very well, as well as seeing a couple new faces on the brand, as well as returning faces. So we're going to get into that in just a second, so stay tuned. Right here at WrestleManiacUK, I discuss everything that is WWE and AEW. So if this sounds like the place for you, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well, so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into the review. And the show started with Drew McIntyre opening up the show. And, you know, he was talking about overcoming Goldberg and all of that kind of stuff. And now he's got to move on to... he was also kind of saying how good Royal Rumble pay-per-view was the night before. And now he's got to move on to face the Royal Rumble winner. And even before he had said Edge or anything like that, Edge came out. And you know what? When Edge came to the ring, Drew McIntyre had a massive kind of big appreciation speech to Edge. Like, you know, when I was here back in the day in my first run, you were the champion and you always looked out for me. You were a mentor to me. I never thought you'd come back. It was so sad when you retired. When you eventually came back, you know, you've gone on to WrestleMania last year, and you know, you returned in a Royal Rumble, this, that, and the other. And that he's just happy for Edge as the number one contender, if you like, for the WWE Championship or Universal Championship, whichever Edge picks. And Edge went on to say, look, I'm happy with all of this praise you're giving me, if you like, but you don't understand that I'm a target, right? That you're a target right now, and that I can, you know, you shouldn't be giving me all these pleasantries. You know, you should be kicking my head off and all this kind of stuff. Drew McIntyre said, that's not the kind of champion I am. Edge said, yeah, that's what something I would do and all of this kind of stuff. And before they could get into it for much longer, Sheamus came out. And Sheamus was basically saying to Edge that, look, mate, I know that Drew McIntyre is kind of more the gentleman than myself, if you like, but I'll kick your head off and all of this kind of stuff. Basically standing up for his buddy in Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre told Sheamus, don't worry about it, sort of thing. Edge basically said, you know, keep your head on a swivel, Drew. You need to know what's going on around you and people coming after you. I think Sheamus got a bit heated that Edge was maybe pointing the finger at him, if you like. However, Edge didn't do anything more in this segment. He left the ring, and as Drew McIntyre was holding up his belt at Edge, Sheamus was behind Drew and literally took his head off with a bro kick. Yeah, very mad. We all knew Sheamus was going to turn on Drew. I think the way this has happened, a bit abrupt. You would have liked to see something kind of happen before this, you know, but hey, it is what it is. So yeah, I think later on in the night we had another Drew interview where he basically said, Sheamus, if you want the WWE Championship match, you've got it. So yeah, that was how the show started off. Not a bad segment, pretty decent. Edge on the mic is really good, always really good. So yeah, he almost kind of said in this segment to Drew McIntyre, I'll let you know when my decision's made of who I'm going after, but yeah, just be careful, sort of thing. So okay, we move on to the US title match. Bobby Lashley defending against Riddle. Obviously, Riddle won the gauntlet last week, I believe it was. So he knew he was going to get a title shot at Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley was very, very dominant in this match. We saw Riddle get a few spots in before Bobby Lashley was completely dominating him. This match didn't last long. It ended abruptly because Bobby Lashley had Matt Riddle in the hurt lock across the ropes. wouldn't let go at the count of 5. After the match and the match was thrown out, still wouldn't let go of the hurt lock. Eventually let go of Matt Riddle, gave him the hurt lock outside the ring as well. MVP came off commentary to basically tell, Lashley to stop, calm down, and all that kind of stuff. I don't want you to go to jail. Don't want you to kill a man. Lashley didn't stop. Referees and everything came down. Lashley locked it in again. Applied the hurt lock again outside the ring, and then eventually threw Matt Riddle over the barrier from the hurt lock position. Completely snapped. He's looking crazy. He's looking mad. Very disappointed. He got eliminated in the Royal Rumble. He got eliminated by, I think, 4 guys, including Matt Riddle. MVP wasn't too mad at it. He said he's been waiting for Bobby to bring out Lashley. So now I hope we're going to get a very dominant looking Bobby Lashley going into WrestleMania. Who knows? I think we're going to probably get an Elimination Chamber match soon. That may be for the Raw brand. I'm not too sure yet. I don't think they've announced it. But if we get Lashley in there and as a number 1 contender for Drew McIntyre's title later down the road, WrestleMania times, I'm here for it, literally. And if not, maybe they're building him up for a possible match with Lesnar, which he's been owed for years now. So, yeah, either way, he looks very, very good here. We cut back to Matt Riddle after the commercial break, and he was a bit dazed, didn't know what had happened or anything like that. So, yeah, Bobby Lashley looking very, very, very strong in this segment. Moving on, we had a match between Xavier Woods and Mustafa Ali. Kofi Kingston was back in a supporting role. He wasn't, I don't think he's quite cleared for ring action, but he was in and about. He escorted Xavier Woods down to the ring. And this was Xavier Woods and Mustafa Ali basically getting in as much as they could in the short time they were given. I wish they gave them longer. The match didn't feel rushed, but it wasn't a long match. Obviously, Xavier Woods has had quite a few matches with the Retribution guys right now, and he tied it up after getting a schoolboy kind of roll up on Mustafa Ali, pinning Mustafa Ali. So he's now 2-2 in his series with the guys at Retribution. So pretty decent showing for Xavier Woods, and we hope that Kofi can return to full fitness rather soon, sooner rather than later. Next up, we had a segment of Miz TV, and these are beginning to get very, very boring and monotonous and just not cool at all. However, Bad Bunny was on the episode. Bad Bunny came down to the ring, and Miz and Morrison were apologizing for their behavior at the Rumble, basically saying that we took it to heart and everything when you denied us yesterday and all that kind of stuff. We shouldn't have destroyed your DJ's equipment and all of this kind of stuff. We deserved what we got, the crossbody, and we're sorry. Bad Bunny accepted their apology, didn't want to apologize himself for anything. And Miz and Morrison went on to say, look, we heard that you want to be a WWE superstar and that we could make you a WWE superstar. Like, we've been very credible with bringing people through the ranks, i.e. Daniel Bryan, which Miz is still taking credit for, which he didn't bring through the ranks. And he said, in return, we want you to help us make an album. Bad Bunny rejected this proposal. I can't remember how they got to it, but I think Bad Bunny said, I got a friend that wants to meet you and all this kind of stuff. And Damien Priest came out. So Damien Priest looked like he's going to be a member of the Raw roster. He came out, attacked Miz, and then we got into a match, Damien Priest versus The Miz. Good, decent match. I mean, Damien Priest is capable of so much more, but I think the main thing they wanted from this match was to make sure that The Miz puts him over, and he did put him over. The Damien Priest put Miz away with the Reckoning, his finishing move. So yeah, Damien Priest looking big and strong in the Rumble. Damien Priest looking big and strong on his debut on Raw. And even later on in the night, he got a little endorsement backstage by Edge saying that he looked very good in the Rumble and he did some good work tonight. You're what this business needs, and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, you don't mind that kind of rub in your first few days on the main roster. Let's hope it continues for Damien Priest. We know that WWE haven't got a great portfolio when it comes to treating NXT call-ups correctly. So let's hope it changes from here on out. Right, before we get onto the tag team match between Hurt Business and Lucha House Party, guys, if you are watching, please make sure you are hitting the thumbs up button, like the video, like the review. It's thoroughly appreciated every time you do, and it does loads for the channel. So please make sure you smash the like button. Thank you very much. The Hurt Business versus Lucha House Party. Good match. We got a bit of teasing again of dissension, but these guys, in terms of Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, were on the same page for a lot longer during this match before that tease of dissension came. Shelton Benjamin, and you never think that he would be the big guy, the big competitor within a ring of these for any kind of ring, but he was like the biggest competitor. In a couple of cases, he actually saved Grand Metalik when a couple of Metalik's moves were kind of maybe sloppily done and looked quite dangerous at times. Shelton Benjamin caught him in those instances. But generally, it was a really good match between these guys. It looked like Cedric Alexander was about to take it up a new gear, a new level to put away. I think it was Lindsay Dorado at the time in the ring. Instead, Shelton Benjamin tagged in like Cedric Alexander has been doing, tagged himself in and used the Impaler to put away his opponent. So Shelton Benjamin got the win for the Hurt Business, and they retained their tag team championships. Cedric Alexander wasn't too pleased, obviously, but in the end, gave Shelton Benjamin a fist bump, and they all walked away happily ever after. So, Hurt Business look like there's still some problems in the camp. Hopefully they don't split them or anything silly too soon anyway. Next up, we had the women's #1 contendership match, I believe, for the tag team championship. So we had Asuka and Charlotte versus Lana and Naomi versus Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. And Charlotte and Asuka had cut a promo before the match saying that, Charlotte said that she feels bad because she was the reason that they lost the tag team championships the night before in the pre-show of Royal Rumble. Asuka was saying that, Ric Flair, she said Charlotte's dad and the woman they caused a distraction, and she wants Charlotte focused for this match so nothing happens again. This match was going pretty well. It was okay. Great to see Naomi back in the ring as well on Raw, and Lana in that case. However, the match again was interrupted by Lacey Evans, Ric Flair, and Charlotte, basically, so that maybe in her mind she thought, so I don't cost them the actual match. She tagged in Asuka and just went to pursue Lacey Evans up the ramp. So just basically left her tag team partner. Asuka got in the ring and was hit with a rear view by Naomi. Naomi pinned Asuka, and Naomi and Lana became the #1 contenders for the women's tag team championships. I don't know how I feel about this pairing of these guys. Maybe it's just a short-term thing over this WrestleMania period. Let's get, because literally all roads, all stories are going to lead to WrestleMania at this point. So maybe this was literally just this is just a part-time thing until then. And then, I would really like to see them give Naomi something to sink her teeth into. And Lana, to be honest, because they clearly have a lot invested in Lana. This pity stuff they've done over the past few months for Lana, her getting beaten up constantly by Nia Jax, that's not what's going to get her over. Putting on good matches and good feuds and stuff will. So, yeah, let's hope they use both of these ladies very effectively, and then, keep actual tag teams in that tag team division. Spotlight Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose a bit more. Spotlight the Riot Squad over on SmackDown a bit more. And obviously we're gonna have a women's Dusty Classic champion coming out of NXT. So yeah, they're gonna have competitors coming up soon. So I don't think we need to keep seeing all these kind of makeshift teams. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward with Naomi and Lana. Next up on the show, Carlito Caribbean Cool back on Raw, first time in over 10 years, they were saying, teaming up with Jeff Hardy to take on Elias and Jackson Riker. Pretty decent match. Carlito is in incredible shape. He came out without an apple, and I think he realized that after a while, like, hold on, where's my apple? This is my whole gimmick. He came out, looked really good in the match. The minute they said Carlito was going to be on Raw, I just knew it's going to be Elias he's up against, get a nice quick win. And that's pretty much what these guys done. We saw Carlito hit Elias with a backstabber. Carlito tagged in Jeff Hardy. We saw a swanton bomb and a pin on Elias, and that was all she wrote. The match was done. Pretty good way to see Carlito back. I don't know how long Carlito's going to stick around for, or if this little mini run he's going to is going to turn into something much longer like MVPs did last year. I guess we can only wait and see. But yeah, I actually missed the majority of Carlito's run when it actually happened, 06, 07, all of those times. So it's great to kind of see him back here and get a taste of what he's about again. And like you said, he looks in really good shape. Looks like he can still go for quite a while. Next up on the show, we had Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Cross. Obviously, these two were a tag team of old, reuniting their feuds. Nikki Cross with her new entrance music and stuff. I still remember NXT Nikki Cross and that mad woman. And I was just like, man, money. They've kind of just made her a regular woman now, just a regular character. And yeah, Alexa Bliss, this match was pretty decent. The main story as well being told is Alexa Bliss and these transforming characters that she's getting. She's transforming now more from her little playful Firefly Funhouse character to old Alexa Bliss, the goddess Alexa Bliss. And as the goddess Alexa Bliss, she even approached Nikki within the match saying, Nikki, what are you looking at? It's just me. It's just Lexi. You remember whatever that thing, apple sauce they used to say and all of that kind of stuff. Nikki Cross wasn't buying it. Beat up Alexa Bliss. She transformed back into the Firefly Funhouse Alexa Bliss. But we didn't see, the Lady Fiend character in this match. She put her away with a Sister Abigail variation kind of move without turning into the Lady Fiend character. So yeah, Alexa Bliss's character work is just brilliant. It's so good. But yeah, there's just very little in the direction. Seems to be spinning their wheels a bit, waiting for the Fiend to return. But yeah, this wasn't the last we saw of Alexa Bliss on the night, but she did get the win against Nikki Cross. Last but not least, they had built this up over the night, first with a Randy Orton promo backstage saying that, you've basically rendered me a liar, Edge. The fact that I told everyone you're never coming back and you're back winning Royal Rumbles and stuff like that. Now I've got to put you down for good. And Edge as well, a backstage promo that said that, Randy Orton, you won't let me and my family move on from all the trauma and everything you're causing us, that tonight is it. This is it. We're gonna, draw the line under this feud sort of thing. So these two went out for their match, and again, really, really good stuff from both men here. Told a compelling story. We saw Education, saw Edge-O-Matic. I swear to God, I haven't seen those moves since I was a child. It was really, really fun to see. We saw, that power slam that Randy Orton does when Edge was going for an attempted spear. And just as he was kind of getting ready to drop Edge with an RKO, the camera panned up. And all of a sudden, we see Alexa Bliss sitting on the top rope, spitting out what I guess was blood, but it was a bit darker than blood. Like, I don't know what it was, but it was just pouring out of her mouth. This distracted Randy Orton. Randy Orton turned around, spear, and was put away 1, 2, 3 by Edge. It's done. So they say, anyway. So they say their feud is done. No more Edge and Randy Orton. And I kind of believe it because, like I said at the top of the show, Edge looks like he is moving over to SmackDown. He met up with Drew McIntyre at the beginning of the show, said that, yeah, I'll let you know, who I'm going to choose for my WWE Championship or Universal Championship match at WrestleMania, but you need to be careful. And to me, that was more like a warning than anything. And he hinted at Sheamus. Now he's kind of finished his feud with Randy Orton. What does he have left apart from, or should I say, what does he have left on the Raw brand to do now? He's done everything. He's signed off everything. He's dotted the I's. He's crossed the T's. The last thing he can do is the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. But I just think it was framed in such a way that he is going to SmackDown to take on the Tribal Chief for the Universal Championship. And Edge and Roman Reigns is a really big match, on paper. That is a very, very big match to have. Not much in the way of history, but Edge has obviously gone through so much. It's going to be interesting to see how Roman Reigns plays his mind games to try and break him down. What do you guys think? I think it's going to be Edge versus Roman Reigns, spear versus spear at WrestleMania. Let me know down below in the comments what you think we're going to get. But guys, that was our Raw review. Pretty decent Raw, to be honest. It wasn't too bad as per previous weeks. But yeah, we're kind of closing up a couple of chapters, it looks like, and looking towards setting up things that are going to happen in the next couple of months. We've got Elimination Chamber, we've got Fastlane on, and of course we have WrestleMania. So yeah, but let me know what you think down below in the comments of Edge versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania for the Universal Championship. Guys, if you enjoyed the review today, please make sure you smash the like button, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.